Welcome back to Big Bris TV, and on this episode I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this Kyosho Phaser Mark II Rally, the Subaru edition. So let's get into it. I gotta say, sometimes this thing has let me down, but sometimes every time I look at it again, I'm just impressed, you know. I mean, the scale body, super scale-ness of it, and as you can see is wet. I just took it up to my proving grounds, and you guys know where that is. But I did that because I just installed the gyro in. This is no gyro. Very little gyro here. I picked up this WRC transmitter, and I also ordered this receiver, this X6FG, which the G stands for gyro. So I thought that this car will benefit from having a gyro, but you can see for yourself, it's squirrely all over the place in all of the other videos and the times that I've taken it out that I didn't record. But as soon as I threw that gyro in and took it up there, even in the wet conditions, I could dial the gyro up or down, and it makes this thing much more handleable. Is that a word? I can handle it much better. And so for sliding around in the dirt or even on the asphalt, you would think with these grippy tires that it wouldn't slide as much as it does, but this is a drift machine. And so it's like the real thing, you know, those things are on dirt and they drift around. They rarely just stay straight. Loose gravel and dirt, that's where these things live. And so the gyro, if you get one of these, is an absolute must. Also, I may have a review of this WRC transmitter coming up. I'm liking it so far from first glance and first use, so stay tuned for that. So I'm gonna make a list of my thoughts, in no particular order, pros and cons if you're considering getting this vehicle, and I'll also let you know all the upgrades I did to it. Okay, so first, this thing loses dog bones. Okay, I'm still seeing vibration. Yeah, I lost the dog bone and didn't even realize it. They come out so easily. You can see right here. If this lifts up and boom, there you have that. Your gears in there. Those are metal gears, ring and pinion. A host of metal parts for this, but we're gonna get that back in there. How that thing just wants to fall out. And so I don't like the design of the dog bones. They're calling them swing shafts. And you can do an upgrade and get these, but these things are $90 for a set. So that's almost 1/3. That's more than 1/3 the cost of the car. So that's not cost effective to get something that probably should have come with this out of the box. Also, one of the highlights of this vehicle when they showed it was the fact that this front bumper is angled upwards. Having this angled up like this would aid in off-road doing off-road things. It doesn't help because you got the lip of the body here that's gonna hit first, and so that renders this useless really, unless you're running it without the body. Next up, the shocks. The shocks are nice. They are oil filled. I don't know what weight comes in. It's probably listed in the book, but I changed out the oil and put some heavier duty oil. Put 40 weight in here, and as you can see, the rebound is much nicer with the 40 weight in it, being that this is a long travel suspension, and the drop test, chassis slapping and bottoming out with that 40 weight oil. So it's another thing that you might want to look at doing. Some good things, Kyosho does provide parts. They do provide a body mount with this kit. so that if you want to put an aftermarket body or a different company's body on this, you can do so. And they also included the hub set. This comes with hubs that look like drilled brake rotors and brake calipers, which are really nice. But they include a second set so that you can use a 190 millimeter body. This is a 200 millimeter body, and the 200 millimeters is usually measured in the back from side to side. So tire to tire on the axle, 200 millimeters on this. So they give you that, knowing that you might want to put a different body on this and different wheels. Also, the dust cover that they include with this, that thing is a novelty. I mean, unless you're running it as it comes out of the box, even then you would still need to seal it up with some Velcro or something to prevent dust from getting in. So that's not going to be good, especially in the warmer months. That's not going to really allow for your motor and your electronics to breathe. Now, this is kind of nitpicking, but one thing I don't like is this strip of exposed Velcro on the bottom. They could have recessed this a little more. I mean, it is recessed, but why leave the furry part of the Velcro here? These things get filthy, so they could have did a better job in that. Maybe I'm too used to the armor stuff with the straps tucked inside. I wrote Squirrel. Is she one? Yes, it's very squirrely with these tires. And I think maybe the height, I'm not sure. And maybe the way the steering and the suspension geometry is set up. But really, this thing is very squirrely, especially if on 3S, which it wasn't intended to be put on 3S, but they knew we was going to do it. That's why they gave us the option of all the HD components. But yeah, the gyro. The gyro helps tremendously, and we're going to test that a little bit more in the days coming. I can say without a doubt that she takes a beating. I mean, the body still looks amazing, and she... I've rolled and flipped this thing an ungodly amount of times. See? Why? And she's taking it like a champ, so that's one thing. She's holding up to the abuse. So some of the mods that I've done on here so far is I installed the anti-roll bar or sway bar kit front and rear, all the lights front and rear, a hobby wing brushless system, heavy duty center drive shaft aluminum, along with the HD aluminum motor mount. And then I've taken this thing on speed runs on 2S and 3S, and my most recent one, I think we got 555. We got 55.5 miles an hour, so that is very decent on 3S with this thing. And you probably saw how much I had to trim to get things to fit in here, but you know, I'm trying to hate this thing, but I'm actually really loving it. I kept the box because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna end up selling it, you know, right away as soon as I do these videos. But I'm really liking this thing. I mean, I was spoiled with, like I said, the Red Cats and the way those come out of the box for 179 bucks, brushed, and this was $100 more. And granted, the Red Cats don't have licensed bodies, but you can get a licensed body for, you know, HPI body for 30-40 bucks, and like I have on mine, and you know, you'll be good to go. So for 100 bucks more to get this, I mean, was it worth it? That's up to you. It's a great car, and I'm gonna keep enjoying it. I did have to do a boatload of upgrades to get it to this point, but hey, that's part of the hobby, right? So let me know what you think in the comments. Would you get one? Do you have one? What have you done with it? And how do you compare this maybe to a Tamiya TT02? Should I get one of those? I heard those were kind of worse. Anyway, this is Big Bris. I hope you all stay well. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We have huge things coming. I'm talking phenomenal coming up on this channel, so stay tuned for that. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.